Hello YouTube! Welcome to my channel. This is Clark Kent. Ngayon ay may bago tayong i-react na video. Tingnan natin kung maganda. Let's watch this. Okay, top 25 scariest video of the year. Simulan natin. Tingnan natin kung matatakot tayo. Tingnan natin. Let's watch this.
Toy Story.
We were messing around with my little sister's camera, and we just found something like.
It's weird.
It's weird. Okay.
It's a normal Tuesday in October, around 6 p.m., when a young girl takes out her camera to record her new toy collection and talk about her day. What happens next is downright chilling.
Ano yun?
Hey guys, today I'm going to show you my Skibbity toy collection that I just got today. We went to a toy store and they had all of these things like this cameraman, these tiny little action figures, this big TV toilet, and this one. And then I saw my friend the other day and we went on a walk and we also got ice cream that day and I'm having a lot of fun.
Nagulat yung bata. Takot siya. Bakit siya natakot? Bakit siya natakot? Hindi, parang tao naman eh.
The little girl looks up and seems frozen in fear as she stares at something that we can't see. She stares motionless for over 20 seconds and then gets up and hurries out of the room. The camera continues to record and captures something that seems to follow
Bagal
her.
eh. Hindi yan
Later, the
paranormal.
little girl's older sister, Charity Lewis, is looking through the camera's footage and finds this strange recording.
Kasi guys, kung
completely by
paranormal
accident.
yan, tsaka
Charity
nakalutang
shares
yan.
the clip on Instagram and says that before viewing
Normally,
this video, she
silhouette
had no
or
idea that her
smoke,
little sister
ganyan.
had experienced anything strange. To this day, the recording remains a mystery. Up on the housetop, an urban explorer checks out a group of small abandoned buildings in the middle of nowhere, deep in the woods of Poland. Eventually, it gets too dark to explore, and he decides to leave. But hanging around till after dark seems to have been a terrible mistake.
Oo nga, no? Parang nakalutang. Ayun na kagad! Puta kinal!
Someone can be seen chasing the now panicking urban explorer, and whoever it is seems to have come from right off the goddamn roof. The urban explorer runs off into the woods to escape, but whoever this strange person is now seems to be following him.
Patay ka. Hindi ka na sa dilim. Putik na yan, oh. Ay, patumakbo. Para siyang ano, parang cult. Pero kung bakit nag-iisa lang? Para siyang tao eh. There's nothing paranormal
Thankfully, the
here.
urban explorer makes it home safe and shares his footage on YouTube. A curious viewer points out
Pero
just how
ang
pale the
strange lang
unknown
kasi galing siya
stranger
sa
seems to
bubong.
be. Another viewer claims that they too have visited the abandoned buildings and that they also saw this same creepy man.
Yeah.
Either way, this strange guy swooping down from the roof to chase the urban explorer away is truly creepy. And it seems like something right out of a horror movie.
Yeah, oo nga.
Cave Crisis. Alex Cantrell from the YouTube channel Underground Explorers is invited to explore a cave on his friend's ranch in Texas. But the cave is partially submerged in water, making it very difficult to enter and explore. Now I'm going to go ahead and say that this video is not exactly anything paranormal, but it is very scary and 100% real. It's especially scary if you're even the slightest bit claustrophobic. Now, in accordance with YouTube guidelines, I want to stress, no one was seriously injured in this video. The following footage was recorded by a professional cave diver. Do not attempt to do this yourself. Alright, so, Alex is joined by a few of his friends as they begin to explore the frightfully small cave.
Alright, who's got the oxygen meter? I don't see that. Look at this. We got an oxygen meter now? So people won't be mad at me? So what all does that show? Carbon monoxide?
Carbon dioxide, carbon monoxide, hydrogen sulfide, and low oxygen.
Cool.
Pretty much everything.
Yeah.
So,
We got the Action Adventure twins here helping us out. Because you guys were like, Matt, check the oxygen. Oh, danger levels,
breathe
huh?
on it a little bit.
Danger, danger.
Danger.
Oh, yung
Waterproof?
paghinga nila.
It is. But
Delikado na
I
yun.
don't know if it's gonna work too well if,
Siyempre,
like, the little intake
sumisikip na yung lungs
It's
mo.
gonna be hard to keep that thing out of the water.
Nahirapan ka na huminga.
Alright guys, we have made it out to
Nadidetect nung device.
demolition ranch. Or off the
Hey,
ranch.
is it beeping already?
Well, see, I immediately dumped it underwater.
I told you.
So, you know, I don't think this is gonna give us the accurate.
Probably not our
Or the entire cave has bad air.
It might.
Get into it.
Sikip.
Already in it hurt. A lot further. Not even close.
As they work their way deeper and deeper into the cave, the passageway becomes smaller and more claustrophobic. Eventually, there is barely even room to breathe above the murky water. This is when the exploration goes horribly wrong.
I love that they're saying this is intense.
Yeah.
That makes me
heard that yet.
That makes me feel good because I was scared in here and I'm like, what if these guys just come in and they're like, oh, this is a piece of cake. Let's climb it.
No, this is a little rough.
Yeah.
I feel like rope on my foot. So much water in my ears.
Yeah, same. Oh man.
Water in my eyes. Snorkel would be nice right by now. Yeah. Good time. Good time.
Yeah, don't look for him.
Does it really go for right there? Is he under?
Oh, hell no, I'm not doing that.
Ano yun?
Just barely ear right here.
So loud.
This is the waiting area. Are you going, Jacob?
Oh, he just bailed.
Alex's friend and fellow cave explorer Jacob is a little further ahead in a part of the cave that is so submerged that there's barely room to breathe. As he ducks under the murky water, Jacob becomes confused and panics, breathing in a mouthful of the dirty water. In a terrified frenzy, he tries to back out of the cave as fast as he can, but he slams into Alex, dragging him underwater too. Luckily, the two guys make it out safely, with only a few scratches to remind them of the terrifying incident. This video once again
Buti na
goes to
lang.
show that sometimes people, even your own friends, can be much scarier and more dangerous than anything paranormal. And I don't know about you, but just watching them in that cramped little tunnel gave me the heebie-jeebies. Now, you can watch this entire exciting cave exploration and many more over on the YouTube channel, Underground Explorers. Knock knock. Late one night, a group of friends decide to film themselves taking a spooky dare at a local school that is said to be haunted. The story goes that
nakakatakot
if you
yan
go
eh.
around to
Pupunta
the
kayong
back of the
grupo.
school and knock on the
Kahit sabihin yung
nurse's
grupo
office
kayo,
door,
huwag na kayong
someone
ganyan.
or something will
At wala
knock
naman kayong
back.
alam sa paranormal
Just knock on
paranormal
it.
exploration.
No, go. Knock harder. Let him know. Let him.
A sudden loud scream sends the girls running in terror.
Let him.
Help.
Now, unfortunately, the original creator of this video has basically disappeared off the internet. So for now, whatever happened next
Nangingi ng tulong.
remains a mystery. The thing in the tunnel. Nuke's Top 5 viewer Sophie reached out to us about a very creepy video that her friend Laura recorded in an abandoned railway tunnel in Hassel, Germany. The tunnel was built in 1890 and it was used extensively by German troops during World War II. So, while on a weekend trip, Laura checks out the historic old abandoned rail tunnel. She's recording with her phone when she captures what is maybe one of the weirdest clips I've ever seen. Check it out.
Ano yun? Takbo, yan.
Something pale and thin can be seen rising up from the tracks in front of Laura on what looks like a thin little arm.
Oo,
As for
nga.
Laura, she gets one look at the disturbing thing and just turns and makes a run for it. Now, watching this clip over and over, I honestly have no idea what this is. It looks like
Parang
maybe
ghoul.
a hairless torso with two skinny arms,
Oo.
getting up in a very unnatural way. Maybe it's an animal, maybe it's a very weird looking person. I just
Oo
don't
nga.
know.
Hindi nga natin alam.
So you tell me what you think this is down in the comments. Open house. Reddit user/realtor Sandra is recording a tour of a 1960s bungalow-style home to show prospective buyers. Sandra's filming at night in order to showcase the house's interior lighting. But it's starting to get a bit late at the creepy little cottage, and things are about to get weird.
Wow, it's 10 p.m. and my day was fully booked with showings of this beautiful vintage 1962.
Script.
Wow, it's 10 p.m. and my day was fully booked with showings of this vintage 1963 bungalow.
Putang ina, bumukas ang pinto. Ba't siya lang kasi mag-isa?
ahead, do it again.
Tang namon pa.
You're on camera.
Mamaya sumarado yung takbo ka.
Open this door.
Tang ina yung mga ganyang katakot ng puta. Mga ganyang ayoko eh.
Go ahead, open this door. Open this door like you did the other one.
Laki ng bahay.
Come on, just move the glass or something.
Nahamon pa niya yung entity.
Go ahead, do it again. I'm not scared.
I'm not scared, ha? We'll see. We'll see if you run for your lives. Tumutunog. Takbo. O, sige. Hindi ka takot, ha? Sabi mo, ha?
A door suddenly swings open on its own and Sandra is
Tumunog yung ano,
but she gathers her
yung
courage
smoke
and rushes
detector,
out to
guys.
see what's going on. A glass of
Tapos
water
nalaglag
sitting on
pa.
top of
Di,
the
syempre,
fireplace
takbo siya.
shifts and slowly moves as if it's being pushed by some invisible force. But things get even crazier
Ay,
as a
musog.
smoke detector suddenly starts to beep before crashing violently to the floor. With that, Sandra has had enough and just gets out of there. But there's also something else that is very creepy in this video. Something that only a few viewers even notice. So again I ask, did you see it? Right before the
Hindi.
door moves, a face in the picture right beside Sandra seems to slowly darken. And then the creepy little shadow fades away just as the door swings open. Sandra says that she's experienced several unexplained paranormal events in this home, but this was the first time that she finally
Para
captured
may
it
dumaan.
on camera. Ride of a lifetime. Gustavo Alcaraz from Mazatlan, Mexico is celebrating his 10th birthday with his family in a small amusement park. After gathering his courage, the young boy goes on a roller coaster for the very first time. A total of 8 people get on the roller coaster, all Gustavo's family. His proud mother sits in the front and records a video of Gustavo's first roller coaster ride. But her camera catches something that Gustavo and his family simply can't explain. Something truly chilling.
Empty last car.
¡Ay, mamá, me da miedo! ¡Ay! ¡Ay! ¡Ay, me da miedo! ¡Ay, qué roña! ¿Otra vez?
Sí. Son 5 o 6 vueltas.
Meron ka agad.
¡Está bien recio!
Abajo no, abajo en la
Hindi ko
parte
alam
de
kung ano
abajo.
yun.
¡Que no te caes!
Oh nga no. Tao. Di ba kanina guys, wala? Walang tao doon sa last car, pero ngayon meron na nakaupo doon. Sa dulong-dulo pa. I know.
Otra. Y fue el señor que se detuvo.
Wala na, nawala.
¿Cuál?
Wala rin, oh, di ba? Totoo yan yung mga ganyan. May mga sumasama.
You see, none of Gustavo's family got in the last cart on the roller coaster, and it's empty for most of the ride. But during the second lap, someone or something seems to appear out of thin air. The figure is hardly noticeable at first, but then it seems to transform into a solid person, seemingly wearing all black and sitting all alone. Now, the roller coaster has not stopped a single time to allow for a person to get on or off. So just who or what is this? Now, what makes this capture even creepier is that years ago, 2 people lost their lives on a larger roller coaster that stood on the same land. After the tragic accident, that roller coaster was condemned and dismantled. It was replaced by this smaller, safer, family-friendly ride. So could this be the spirit of one of the victims of the older roller coaster accident?
Malamang.
Are they doomed to loop this track over and over?
Malamang espiritu yan ang namatay.
What do you think?
Did you know that you can have permanent teeth in just 24 hours? That's right. Only 24 hours and your new smile is ready. And
Hanako-san. A group of friends at a high school in Japan hear
Japan,
crying coming from the restroom during their lunch break. Now in Japan, there is a famous legend of a girl named Hanako-san. This young girl's spirit is said to haunt restrooms in schools across Japan. The group moves in, all of them a bit hesitant to investigate the source of the creepy sound. Needless to say, it did not go
Tingnan yung CR nila, ganyan lang. Yung restroom. Tutuwa pa sila. Putang ina, ano yun? Ano yun? Putang ina, babae.
Until they suddenly hear a loud bang and go back for a look. The horrifying, distorted face of a young girl can be seen inside one of the restroom stalls. The group runs in fear, and the video cuts. Now, unfortunately, there's no source to be found for this video. It appeared on the internet as mysteriously as the Japanese legend. So did the girls capture evidence of Hanako-san? Or is it all just an elaborate hoax? You decide. Scary videos. Jason Barber from Salisbury, North Carolina comes home from work and he gets the unexpected scare of a lifetime.
Ahas.
A big angry snake is hiding around the edges of Jason's front door and lunges out in an attempt to bite him. Luckily for Jason, the bite was a miss and the snake is actually a non-poisonous black rat snake. But something to be learned from this. If you walk up and your cat is just staring at the door and meowing for no reason, maybe take a closer look before you just head in.
O, nagbiyaw. Nagbigay ng warning.
In another clip, a man and woman have a similar scary encounter. couple pulls out an old step stool and is shocked to find a large snake hiding under a box right in front of it. They make a run for it with their puppy following close behind. But the puppy is not gonna let the snake have his toy. So he just runs back in and yoinks it away. Snake or not, nothing is getting his favorite toy. While you are sleeping, it's 3 in the morning in Erie, Pennsylvania, and Jorge Cruz and his family are all fast asleep in bed. Suddenly, their bedroom door slams shut. Now, Jorge is woken up by the sound, but doesn't think much of it and goes back to sleep. But the next day, he begins to wonder what could have caused the door to slam. He checks their baby monitor footage, and what he finds makes his blood run cold.
Baby. Sumarado yung pinto. May anino na, oh.
Loud banging can be heard before the bedroom door slams shut. Then a dark shadow-like figure can be seen creeping up the bottom of the baby's crib, seemingly watching the child sleep. The dark mass seems to reach over toward the child, even moving around a stuffed animal. Then it simply disappears into thin air. Jorge says that he feels the entity might be a dark presence in his home.
Yeah, oo nga.
So did the family capture a paranormal entity on
Dark
camera?
entity nga talaga yan.
Let me know what you think. Apartment tour gone wrong. A realtor from Ladson, South Carolina is giving a tour of a brand new luxury apartment to an interested couple.
Wow.
Then it goes terribly wrong.
It helps sometimes. So this is it. Oh. Yeah, that would help me actually.
Guys, yung ganitong apartment, totoo to. Kasi dito, sa lugar namin, malapit lang sa amin. Dati siya puninarya. Tapos nasunog. Nung nasunog siya, ginawa siyang parang apartment siya na maliit lang na building. Yun yan. Siyempre, baka magiging ganito yung itsura ng building na yun. Ganito pala yung kalalabasan, di ba? Kasi nga, dating puninari yun. Di ba, maraming mga spirits na naiwan. Di ba? Ganda pa man din, no? Brand new pa.
Yeah. Is that closet?
That's washer dryer hookups.
Yeah. Cool. Oh, sorry, I kicked you. Do you like? There's a person in there. There's a person in there.
Tao? Takot siya, lumabas na siya.
The woman touring the apartment heads alone into the back bedroom and checks out the closet. But surprise, because there's just some weird dude hiding in there.
Oo nga, no?
Understandably, she kind of freaks out and runs out of the room and warns the others. The realtor is shocked, and after checking out the bedroom herself, she just says, okay, we're gonna go.
The money in your West Front
Kalang
cash
paranormal.
is 10 times the national average rate. If your tomatoes work like...
Kala ko paranormal, nakakatawa lang.
There's a person in there. There's a person in here?
Totoo eh. Hindi siya paranormal kasi guys, may buo siya eh. Flesh.
Now, it bears repeating that these are brand new luxury apartments in a guarded community. So it seems odd that a squatter could even get in there.
Flesh
But
naman eh.
what would you do if you were touring an apartment and a guy just popped out of the closet?
Oh, di takbo na.
Hidden away in the countryside of Chillicothe, Ohio, is the Schrader Road Tunnel. Built underneath a set of railroad tracks in 1927, the old road tunnel is said to be extremely haunted. The story goes that long ago a woman was carrying her baby while walking along the train tracks late at night. The two were hit by an oncoming train. It is said that her ghost and the ghost of her baby haunt the Schrader Road Tunnel. Many people who have traveled through the tunnel report that they have seen the ghostly figure of a woman holding her baby. Others report hearing odd, unexplained wails and moans. Because of this, locals started referring to the Schrader Tunnel by a very different and much creepier name, the Crybaby Tunnel. So, Levi Woodruff is intrigued by the spooky stories and sets out to explore the Crybaby Tunnel late one night. As you might imagine, it did not go well.
So I've been down in here in a place called Crybaby's Tunnel. It's a place that's local around my area. And they say she got hit on the tracks with her baby, or her body was dumped right there in the creek down here. There's something dead right there. Bro, there was something dead right there. It's a dead deer. I think it's a dead deer. I've been out here forever trying to get stuff, bro. This place is spooky. Is anybody out there?
Tang sumigaw ka pa. Mamaya sumagot yan. Takbo ka. Lakas mo ng loob nito. Ayun na.
Oh. Hello? Right.
Iyak yung baby. Takbo ka.
Oh, hell no. Hell no. Hell no.
In the pitch black darkness of the tunnel with nothing but a flashlight, Levi suddenly hears the disturbing cries of a baby. Familiar with the spooky stories about the tunnel, Levi makes a run for it. So could these cries belong to the spirit of the baby that tragically passed away at the creepy old railroad tunnel? And is the ghost of the baby's mother also inside, just waiting for someone to come in?
Hell no. Hell
Buti
no.
hindi yung nanay
In
nagpakita.
a flash,
Man, that makes so clear through. That bitch a girl. You want that? That's your ass. Hey, man, what you do?
sometimes a very silly moment turns scary in an instant. Two guys are just goofing around, but then, like a bolt out of the blue, fun time is over.
I'm gonna do some pranks on people, boy. Nigga,
A sudden, very close lightning strike rips through the clouds and scares the living out of them, sending them running inside in terror. Antoine's Restaurant. Wiley recently told a very creepy story online and followed it up with one of the creepiest pictures you'll ever see.
I need to tell you guys about the most insane evidence that I have ever seen of a ghost existing. Backstory. I was at a company get-together with my CEOs, my coworkers, and one of the owners of the company. All looked at us and was like, hey, do you guys want to see a ghost picture? Immediately, yes. He begins to tell us that he was in New Orleans at a restaurant called Antoine's. New Orleans, first of all, super haunted city. If you know, you know. And Antoine's is one of the oldest restaurants in the city, one of the oldest restaurants, I believe, in America. It has a lot of history. It used to be a jail. It is a really well-established place, has been around forever. So he's dining at this restaurant and he is offered a tour of the wine cellar. The wine cellar is huge, has thousands of bottles of wine, probably worth millions of dollars. So he's taking a tour of the wine cellar, he's taking pictures. There's this guy in the wine cellar on a laptop who is apparently at auction buying more rare wine for the collection. My CEO takes pictures of this guy on his laptop, doesn't think anything of it, he doesn't see anything, leaves the restaurant, calls it a day. The next morning, he's looking through the photos and notices something. So this is the first picture that he showed me from the wine cellar. You can see this guy who is on his laptop at auction doing whatever. And here is the next picture that he took. So we all see that. That is a full body apparition. Looks like a woman in this like black Victorian dress. And when I was showed this, I genuinely had full body chills.
So just who could the creepy alleged ghost woman dressed all in black in the photo be? For that, we go into the history of the restaurant. Antoine Alciatore opened his restaurant all the way back in 1840. Then in 1875, Antoine passed away when he was only 55 years old. When he died, he left his wife Julie in charge of the restaurant. So could this be Julie's spirit still looking over the restaurant from beyond the grave? Well, let me know what you think. This next video was recorded by a man named Javier from Argentina. Javier says that he was worried about his friend Antonio as he hadn't heard from him in a while. So he drives over to Antonio's house to check up on his friend. Javier bangs on the front door. No one answers. He calls out Antonio's name. Again, no answer. So Javier climbs over the wall into Antonio's backyard and goes to the back door of the house. For some reason, the door is open. Fearing the worst, Javier goes inside to investigate. What happens next is downright chilling.
Antonio!
May mata kagad oh. Hindi pala mata yun.
Antonio!
Tangina. Ayoko na maganda eh.
Antonio, soy yo. ¿Está bien? Puta madre. ¡Hey! ¡Hey, loco! Soy Javier, boludo.
Lakas naman na loob nito.
Che, loco, ¿sos vos? Ya fue, boludo. Vine a ver qué onda, ¿cómo andás? ¿Estás bien? Che, loco, si sos vos, salí. ¿Escuchan eso?
Kasi hindi pala yung kaibigan niya yun.
Javier doesn't know what is going on, and he doesn't want any part of it. He decides to just leave the house and call the police. But just as he's about to exit, he hears a strange sound from somewhere behind him. The next 30 seconds are like something right out of a nightmare.
Lumabas ka na kasi. Putak tingin. Hindi ko pwede. Saka lumabas.
Did you see it? A door swings open by itself and someone or something with glowing eyes seems to peek over the upper glass of the door, 7 feet in the air. Javier has had about enough and just makes a run for it. He says that whoever or whatever this was, it certainly was not his friend Antonio. After calling the police over to the residence, Javier learns that his friend has tragically passed away inside the house, just behind that door that he couldn't open. Javier is so upset and confused by the whole ordeal that he just can't let it go. He decides to return to Antonio's house in search of answers. It did not go well.
Esta la pieza.
Tangina, bumalik ka pa dyan.
Mierda.
Lakas na talaga ng loob mo, no? Bumalik ka pa. Diyos ko.
Un poco de escalofrío estar acá, se siente una carga un poco pesada, qué sé yo. Mierda.
Taktika.
La linterna. ¿Qué
pasa? Baka pagbukas ang flashlight yan, bumungad sa
¿Quién anda ahí? Mierda.
Bumalik pa kasi itong hype na to eh. Nananahimik ka na nga eh. Bumalik ka pa. Tumakbo ka na. Puta, nagkulong ka pa dyan sa bathroom. Ang ina, may ano pang shower curtain. Taktingan.
Hola.
Hola ka pa.
Ahí la concha de su madre.
Nananahimik ka na kasi. Bumalik ka pa dyan. Ang tigas ng ulo mo. Mag-investigate ka. Hindi ka naman the paranormal expert para mag-investigate, diba? Putik na yan. Ay, parang hoax to. Parang ginawa lang ng kwento. Kasi hindi spirits yung kanina naglakad eh.
And with that, Javier is done. He leaves the house, and to this day, he claims that he has no explanation for what happened inside.
That's not apparition eh.
There's something in the basement. Nuke's Top 5 viewer Oliver reached out to me about a video he captured in his home in Twin Falls, Idaho. In his email, Oliver says that he recorded a video for his friends with plans to hold a sleepover that same night.
Yan Twin Falls yan guys. Kung magagaling ka na Las Vegas, pagpasok mo na Idaho, madadaanan mo kagad yan. Paggaling mo pala ng Nevada, putang ina. Putang ina. Lakas naman na. Binalikan pa.
What the hell? As Oliver looks inside the bedroom, he sees a tall, dark figure standing inside the room. Startled by the creepy apparition, Oliver stumbles back before turning on the lights and taking another look. But whatever was standing there seems to have just disappeared. What makes this footage even creepier is that when slowed down, it becomes clear that whoever or whatever this is seems to be wearing a hat. So if you don't know, across the world, countless people have reported seeing a being known as the, quote, Hat Man. Although some claim to have seen the apparition while fully awake, the Hat Man is known to terrorize victims of sleep paralysis. I asked Oliver if he had ever experienced sleep paralysis in his life, and he explained that he actually did, but only when he was a child. So could Oliver have actually captured proof of the Hat Man's existence? Let me know what you think. Hell or high water? Back in August 2021, an unexpected flash flood swept through downtown Omaha, Nebraska. At around 10 p.m., Tony Liu and his two friends are relaxing in his apartment and watching the weather reports about the flood. They decide to take the elevator down to have a look at the flooded city streets for themselves. It was a very bad idea.
Let me see your best moose impression. Put me in the water. Okay, can you please just hurry? Okay, thank you. Shoot. Hold on.
Tony and his friends didn't realize, but the lower levels of the apartment building were completely flooded with disgusting sewer water. As the elevator reaches the lobby, water pours inside, causing the elevator to malfunction and trap them inside with the rising water.
Once it got towards kind of my neck, chest, that's when I kind of, I could possibly die in here.
The water continues to flood in, filling the elevator to the point that the three friends can barely keep their head above water. Tony is panicked and makes an emergency phone call to his roommate, Dalen Stapp, and the roommate hurries downstairs to try to help his trapped friends.
I told him, hey, I'm gonna die in here if you guys don't come and try to do something.
We went down into about shoulder deep water and just tried pulling it apart with everything we could. We had to get him out or it could have been fatal.
Tony's roommate Dalen finally manages to pry open the flooded elevator doors to free his friends from what could have been their watery grave. Luckily, they all escape and swim to safety without so much as a scratch. Not surprisingly, Tony Liu says that this was the scariest thing that has ever happened to him.
How scary was this? Honestly, I would say this is number one, the most scariest thing in my life. Yep. Hands down.
Okay, can you please just hurry? Okay, thank you. Shoot.
Factory worker Kama Kaylee recently moved from his home country of Greenland to live and work in Denmark. But little did he know that the apartment he moved into had a horribly dark past. 7 years ago, a 49-year-old man was brutally attacked and lost his life right outside the apartment's front door. After Kama moves in, he begins to notice his things moving and falling to the floor.
Pagbabagan niya na ano,
he hears the creepy sound of
pinatay.
someone knocking on his door.
Siyempre,
and doors
nangingi ng
inside the
hustisya yan.
apartment slam shut for no reason. One afternoon, Kama hears strange sounds coming from somewhere inside his apartment. He pulls out his phone and starts to record as he tries to find the source of the odd noises. But then, this happens.
Tingnan nyo naman guys, umaga-umaga, di ba?
Kama gets a good jump scare as a door slams shut right in front of him. And, it seems to literally scare a fart right out of him.
Ang kwenta reaction ng
Now,
mukha
this is
niya.
where the fun ends and things start to get really dark. Because another day, not long after sunset, the eerie activity in the apartment starts up once again. Now, Kama is a bit scared, but once again, he takes out his phone to try to record proof of the creepy activity in his apartment. What happens next is truly creepy.
Tang ina, gabi na. Whew! Ano yun? Uy, putik na yan.
A cupboard door opens by itself and Kama's helmet slides across the floor. Later that night, Kama decides to live stream from his apartment. He says that he's having trouble sleeping because he keeps hearing things moving and falling to the floor over in the next room. What happens next, live on camera, is downright chilling.
Huwag mo na puntahan. Natatakot ka na, pupuntahan mo pa. Okay, tatakbo na lang ako. Oh, patay ko. Ay ko pala tumakbo. Kita mong may naghatak ng upuan. Diba? Oh, meron dun oh. May nakatayo oh. Wala na.
Caught live on stream, Kama hears the sounds of his belongings falling to the floor in the other room. But when he goes to investigate, the drawers of a small cupboard slide open on their own.
Hindi pala ano yun.
Kama's had enough and runs down the stairs out of the building. But when he looks up at his apartment window, he is shocked to see someone or something standing inside his apartment, seemingly looking right down at him. So, with everything that has happened, could Kama's apartment actually be haunted by the restless ghost of the man whose life was taken there? Let me know what you think. Just a quick side note, but Greenlandic is only spoken by around 57,000 people in the entire world. So a huge thank you to Nuke's Top 5 viewer Wilhelm for translating The Midnight Whisper. Red Easer Mike is up around midnight after his family have all went to bed. He suddenly smells a strange odor coming from the living room, and he suspects that one of the family pets might have urinated on the floor. But as Mike begins searching for the telltale puddle, something scares the absolute out of him.
Otherwise, Moppy.
A small childlike voice seems to whisper, "Mike," from somewhere nearby.
Tinatawag siya.
Mike just books it up the stairs, leaving his dog and his concerned little kitten in the background to wonder what the hell just happened.
Biglang tumakbo yung pusa.
Now, Mike says that he lives in an old 1850s house near the coast of Herring Cove, Canada. It has a slight bit of dark history, but he says that he's never experienced anything remotely paranormal before this night. In fact, Mike has never even made a single post about anything supernatural until this strange incident that literally sent him running. Followed home. Back in 2015, Candace Gardner and her husband attended a Halloween party at an abandoned and allegedly haunted prison with a dark history. It was a huge mistake. Candace says that the entire night at the party she felt like something was watching her. And ever since that night, strange things have been happening in Candace's home. She now believes that a malicious entity might have followed her home from the old prison. A dark spirit that intends to harm her and her family. Soon after the prison trip, Candace begins to experience unexplained activity in her home. Lights flicker on and off at night while Candace and her husband sleep. Doors in the house open and close on their own. But scariest of all, the spirit begins to aggressively throw objects at Candace. And these frightening incidents continue to escalate, as it seems that the entity wants to seriously hurt Candace.
Kill yun ah.
While Candace is sleeping, she starts to wake up to painful, violent attacks, as if some unseen force is roughly grabbing or pulling at her. And she says she caught proof. So late one night, Candace and her husband fall asleep while watching TV on the couch. As the couple sleeps, a CCTV camera in the room captures something absolutely horrifying.
Angat.
Candace's leg appears to get grabbed and twisted painfully into the air by an invisible force.
Sakit nun.
She wakes up in a panic and screams for her husband to help her, but all he can do is grab her leg and pull it back. Eventually, he manages to free Candace's legs from whatever is pulling on it, but poor Candace is left sobbing in pain and fear. Now, I have to say that after watching this footage and hearing Candace's desperate pleas for help, this video is very compelling. But do you believe that a dark entity followed Candace home from the prison and is now violently haunting her home? Let me know what you think. As for Candace, She says that her family still experiences terrifying paranormal events to this day. Heads up, popular Chinese ghost hunter Xiao Long is back. This time investigating an abandoned
Tangina,
school in
Xiao Long,
China
puro
that is
sigaw lang
said
naman to
to be
eh.
extremely haunted. As his live stream audience watches, Xiao Long begins to hear unexplained noises from somewhere in the building. He's a little on edge as he goes to check out the strange sounds. What happens next is... just watch.
听见没？还回音呢。
Xiao Long gets the fright of his life because of a plastic statue head. But luckily, Xiao Long delivers a good old-fashioned slap upside the head to put that statue back in line. But things are about to get a bit more serious and a bit more frightening. As Xiao Long explores deeper into the haunted school, this happens.
我教你玩儿，操你妈！我教你玩儿。我操！我操！我去你妈！
A small ball inside a classroom rolls across the floor by itself, so Xiao Long chucks it out a window. But then the lights hanging from the ceiling come crashing down, almost hitting Xiao Long. Now luckily the ghost hunter made it out safe, but he's not done just yet. Inside one of the school's many rooms, he finds a dirty old mirror. And this is when his exploration takes a terrifying turn.
Naging dalawa. Kaya nakatayo. Meron. Putang na kulit mo. May bumulaga sa harapan mo yan.
操你妈！你妈了个逼！
Wala na. Ang kulit itong ano na ito. Ayaw mo kasi lumabas pa.
In the mirror's reflection, someone can be seen standing behind Xiaolong, but when he swings around in terror, there's no one there. After an attempt at kicking and flailing at the invisible entity, Xiaolong finds that the reflection of the figure has disappeared. But now he spots a shadowy face peeking in from a window, and the heavy closet comes crashing down right in front of him. The activity is becoming a little too intense, so Xiaolong decides to leave and ends his live stream. You can see even more terrifying moments from this ghost hunt over on the YouTube channel, Outdoor Xiaolong. It comes out in the wash. Popular Saudi Arabian explorer Jassim is back on another exploration to find and capture evidence of the paranormal. This time Jassim investigates a long-abandoned apartment complex. Eerily enough, he finds evidence that a child once lived here.
Bata.
صورة أطفال.
Where are you? For unknown reasons, old black and white photos of a young girl have been taped to the wall in one of the many abandoned rooms. Now these seem completely out of place in the old decrepit building. Then, nearby, Jassim finds a creepy drawing of the popular children's cartoon, Scooby-Doo. And this is when things start to get really weird, because Jassim starts to hear strange, unexplained sounds.
في حد؟ Hello? Anyone here? في حد؟
The explorer hears the sounds of someone or something moving around inside the building, seemingly close by. Jassim eventually finds a small courtyard, and what happens next is absolutely terrifying.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. أعوذ بكلمات الله التامات من شر ما خلق. بسم الله.
Putang ina.
بسم الله. بسم الله. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. أعوذ بكلمات الله.
As Jassim walks by old towels hung on a clothesline, he sees the terrifying pale face of a child with pitch black eyes peeking back at him. Terrified, Jassim jumps back, but whoever or whatever it was has disappeared. So could this be the ghost of a child? Perhaps even the little girl from the photos he found earlier. Could this be the sinister entity of a jinn appearing as a child? Or is this just really good effects and a very elaborate hoax? I leave it up to you to decide. Hiding under the bed. In another creepy video shared to TikTok without a source, a man is woken up in the middle of the night by a strange thumping sound coming from under his bed. What happens next is absolutely horrifying.
Putang ina. Ito mga ayoko.
The man looks under his bed but sees nothing that could explain the mysterious thumping. But then a horrific under his bed, and the video cuts. Now, I'm in no way claiming that this video is real, but it is definitely very creepy. And real or not, I'll leave that for you to decide. Unstable. This next strange video was recorded by a CCTV camera in a horse stable, but the location of the stable and the original source of the footage are unknown. The video shows a horse in its stall, relaxed and peaceful. But around 2:39 a.m., there's an odd dark flash across the CCTV camera, and then all hell breaks loose.
Bakit?
Something unknown disturbs the horse so much that it panics and actually breaks right through its stall. But that's not all, because as the horse roams loose in the stable, what happens next is truly bizarre.
Ay, pumapasok yung isang kabayo.
The horse lingers at a different stall, disturbing one of the other horses as it kicks and makes panic noises. The horse then seems to angrily attempt to leap over into the other stall with that horse. The stable owner says that this incident is one of the weirdest things he's ever experienced with one of his horses. Now, this video was shared to TikTok, and comments mentioned that the culprit might be Jen, as apparently it is said that Jens will often torment horses. And there was also that odd dark flicker in the camera footage. So, paranormal or not? Really, without a source, we'll never know what happened here. And maybe this horse just randomly lost its damn mind. The passenger. Taxi driver Jarek from Baguio, Philippines is working the night shift when he spots a woman on the side of the road who needs a lift. What happens next is something he'll never forget.
Sige po.
Kasi nagbumulto yung babae, pumasok doon sa taxi niya. Wala na.
Wala. Hala? Diyos ko po. Wala. Multa ata yung nasakay ko ah. Ay, Ay. Wala. Wala. Multo yung nasakay ko. Diyos ko. May sumakay kanina. May sumakay kanina. May sumakay kanina pero bakit nawala? Scout bar yung sabi. May sumakay kanina, wala.
We can see the taxi door open and close, and Jarek swears a woman wearing a long white and purple dress stepped into his taxi, requesting to be taken to Scout Barrio, a neighborhood in the city. After a short drive, he looks into his rearview mirror to discover that there's no woman in his car. She has disappeared. He's baffled and looks around the back seat in startled disbelief. Jarek says he was tired and never got a good look at the woman's face, but he's certain a woman got in his car. So could it be that Jarek gave a taxi ride to a spirit? Or just what do you think was happening here?
Ay, guys. Takot na naman tayo. Isa na namang magandang reaction video. Okay, gusto niyo ng ganitong mga video, please subscribe and like. Okay? See ya.